Is Kamala Horizontal Harris presidential material? Is she or isn't she? Folks, let's get to that video right now.
Starting with Democratic leaders and what's going on with them, but I'm just going to say for this table, I hate daylight savings time. I hate it. Hate it. You know, because it was dark as night when I got up this morning to come here. They always say, oh, the kids need to go to school in the light. There was no light this morning at 7 o'clock. But that's not what we're talking about right now. But I'm just saying I'm mad as hell. Democratic leaders are...
Liberals, leftists, these lunatics, they're always mad at something, folks. Now it's daylight savings time.
Reportedly frustrated over the lack of support for Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, it's apparently led to a rift between the VP and Senator Elizabeth Warren after she responded to some question about endorsing Biden and Harris ticket in 2024. Here's what she said.
Should Kamala Harris be his choice the second time around?
You know, I really want to defer to what makes Biden comfortable on his team. I've known Kamala for a long time. I like Kamala. I knew her back when she was an attorney general and I was still teaching, and we worked on the housing crisis together. So we go way back, but they have to be a team, and my sense is they are. I don't mean that by suggesting I think there are any problems.
No, of course not. I don't suggest that. You know what this is? This is slapping around, okay, with what? The feathered glove, the feathered boxing glove, basically. Oh, I don't really mean what I'm saying.
I think they are.
Listen. So wait, well, hold on. She clarified later on that she fully endorses a Biden-Harris ticket and didn't mean to imply otherwise. But insiders, you know, I love an insider. Insider says Harris feels insulted about it. Does the party need to get on the same page? What is happening?
I don't know what the hell is wrong with Democrats. Listen, here's the bottom line, guys. Joe Biden...
Now we're going to hear what Anna, the RINO Republican Navarro. She's not a conservative. She's a faux conservative. She's a fake conservative. She's a false conservative. She's a false prophet of conservatism. But she likes to say that she's a conservative. You know what you are, though? You are coochie coochie. That's who you are. Charo. Anna Charo Coochie Coochie Navarro. Let's hear from her.
Is going to be your nominee. Stop talking about how old he is. And Kamala Harris is going to be your vice president. So stop fretting, stop wringing your hands, and get behind your ticket, because on the other side, the alternative is Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis. Yeah. So you tell me what you prefer. And I love this. I love that they said in this story, I don't know if it's true, that Kamala is not, that Madam Vice President is not responding to the calls from Senator Warren. Good. If they are going to be doing this, don't show up to fundraise for them. Don't show up to campaign for them. Don't pick up their phone calls. Get with the program. Listen, you know what they're doing? They're playing right into the hands of Fox News. Yeah. Fox News every single day goes after Kamala Harris, trying to portray her as inept and some kind of bumbling fool. She's not.
She's a moron. Kamala Harris is a moron. She's a simmer. I coined it. The acronym. Trademark. SIMR. Kamala Horizontal Harris, stupid, idiotic, moronic, retarded. Those are just some of the various modifiers that you can utilize to describe Kamala Horizontal Cackling Hen Harris.
That's not who she is.
No.
And so Democrats have got to come out and reinforce Kamala. They've got to stop playing into the hands of these people who cannot stand that she is the first woman of color vice president, and don't want her to succeed. And by the way, her husband is great too.
I have to say though, I'm a little surprised. I mean, when she was announced as the VP, I was like, it's all over. She's so accomplished, highly qualified. I'm a little struck by the lack of accomplishments in the policy portfolios she's been given. The border is a big one. It's not a win. No one's going to win. We haven't done major border security or immigration reform since the Bush administration, but she is tasked with overseeing it, and the border crisis keeps getting worse. And I feel like the Biden West Wing isn't necessarily setting her up for success by giving her things that she can go out and champion. At a time when voters, I get the age, like age is not the most important thing, but if you're electing someone who's an 82-year-old in 2024, you need to believe that the vice president is able and willing the next day to be the president. And I think there's some concern about just the lack of policy accomplishments that she's made as vice president.
I'm surprised.
Alyssa, Farrah the Griffith, another faux conservative, another RINO, right? Hiding in elephant's clothing. I mean, come on now, okay? I have to admit, though, that this was a concern from the beginning. Again, Biden, by picking Kamala Harris as his VP running mate, basically, foretold that experience doesn't mean a damn thing. You don't have to know nothing. You can be the stupidest person in the world, which Kamala Harris absolutely is. She's a moron. She's an idiot. And you know what? She brought nothing to the table other than the fact that she was a woman of color and to get the women and black vote. That was the only reason she was on the ticket. After that, go away, Kamala. We don't need you horizontal anymore. And by her pointing out that, is that the person that you can think of is going to step in as president? God forbid something happens to Joe Biden? That Kamala Harris is going to be the president of the United States? Got to think about that, folks.
There's concern. I think it has a lot to do with this. She's a black woman. Black women get everything.
Oh my God, here we go. Sunny, the appropriator Hostin, Asuncion Cummings. She appropriated a fake name. She appropriated a fake color. She appropriated fake genetics. She appropriated fake racial identity. Appropriated, all kinds of things. A culture. She's the biggest misappropriator of anything out there. And she's a racist. She's a bigot. She's a race baiter, a race traitor, a race hustler. These are all the things that Sunny Asuncion Cummings Hostin is. Let's listen to what this idiot has to say. What's she going to cackle about? What verbal diarrhea will emanate from Asuncion Cummings' mouth?
Thing done. We've saved this country's democracy for
She's obviously amazing, but
centuries.
what specifically?
But, well, where shall I start?
Yeah, begin,
she
start.
Was in the Senate, of
But
course.
no, I
she
mean,
was the
as
Attorney
Vice
General,
President, of course,
as Vice
she's
President, the Inflation Reduction Act.
The Inflation Reduction Act. That's what she did? The Inflation Reduction Act? Wrong.
I mean, she was the face of Roe v. Wade. I mean, the list goes.
She was the face of Roe v. Wade? Oh, so when they overturn Roe v. Wade, we're going to slap that thing on Kamala Horizontal Harris? She was the face? You can't name a single damn thing. Look at this. She's perplexed. She doesn't know anything. There is nothing up here in this cranial skull of Kamala Horizontal Harris. There's nothing there. It's empty. It's just full of birdseed, folks. She's just cackling. She's just cackling. Cackle, 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 cackle. Nothing is coming out. She couldn't name a single damn thing that Kamala Horizontal Harris has accomplished during her vice presidency other than taking up a seat. Her derriere taking up a seat at meetings. That's it.
Goes on and on. I'd like to ask you, what did Pence do? What did Pence do except put his lips firmly on the butt of Donald Trump and still is fighting a subpoena to testify against Trump? I mean, when Pence finds the cojones to do something...
Why don't you just say, I'll tell you what, when Kamala Harris can find her cojones, her ovaries, her balls, then you come and you tell me about it, okay, Sunny Asuncion Cummings? Then you tell me. When Kamala Harris finds her cojones, when she finds her ovaries, when she finds her balls. Because you got to be a man to do the job of a vice president.
Then I think we can
Wait, and we
talk
can have
about
that
a vice presidential.
It does feel a little like, get in there.
Okay, so I was just going to jump in and say that, is there any fair conversation to have when it's someone, a woman, a gay man, a person of color? Because one of the things is it's not just Fox. The Daily Show had this reel that played because they were saying this is the new episode of Veep. And it was like this word salad of some moments that were just, I think they called it a word salad, which is why I used that. But it was like repetitive moments that, for me, when I see...
Sara, I'm not buying Hines. Come on, baby. Tell me what you got. Yes, and she's talking about what? She called a word salad. I call it basically, okay, being retarded for Kamala Horizontal Harris. We all know she can't speak properly. She's an idiot when she gets up to talk. She's a moron. This is the person that we want to portray as some learned, educated orator? Kamala Horizontal Harris? Are you kidding me? Sara, I'm not fine, Hines. Go, baby, go, honey. Tell us more about the Kamala Horizontal Harris.
See a leader, I want to feel like I'm going to be okay. Obama was brilliant at this.
Right.
When you saw him speak, there was a charisma, a confidence, a safety in hearing him. There are people that don't have
Sara,
that.
you could take Winston Churchill out of context and make a video and a clip and a loop. They do it with us every single day. Where oh, look at what the hags on The View said. Well,
You said that thing on RINO, Navarro, Charo, Gucci. That's right. Old hags. I never use that terminology. I would never basically say anything bad about a hag. But, come on, okay? You guys are calling yourself hags. Don't do that, okay? There's hags out there that are very nice. Don't put yourselves into the hags, column or whatever, okay? We love hags. Cackling hens, cackle. Verbal diarrhea. See what's happening right now is that mental gymnastics are going through the brains of these bird brains, and they just know what to say. Absolutely nothing.
They take it out of context. They portray it that way. I just saw Kamala Harris give an incredible speech about climate change in Miami. She has been speaking all over the country about reproductive rights and abortion rights. But they don't.
Oh my goodness! You just happened to see Kamala Harris talk about climate change. Yeah, that speech. She was an idiot. You know what she was talking about? That there was somebody in the audience, and they were saying that climate change is hurting me. And I asked her to unpack it. This is Kamala Harris basically saying she was at the climate change. She was giving her talk. And the millennials and these youngsters, Gen Zs, they're so afraid of what's going to happen. They don't want to have a family. They don't want to have kids. They don't want to bring anybody up in this world because they don't know what to do about the climate. How are their kids going to breathe? What's going to happen? That's a kind of idiocy that we have Kamala Horizontal Harris doing, folks. All right? These guys are just CYA covering, Kamala Harris's ass, her derriere. That's all they're doing. What else? They're cackling the hens in the pen, the audience in the pen of ABC Studios. They're doing exactly the same thing, folks. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasir. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. And my final thought for the day is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.